Hello everyone, great day. Today is Wednesday, May 9th, 2018, the day after we get back from our Tuesday mission that we do out in Mexico. And we're just so happy to bring the Daily Word today. Michael always does a great honor of bringing Source and bringing all of his greatness to the Daily Word. So, go ahead.
Everybody, let's take a deep, cleansing, purifying breath of awareness, of centeredness, of truth beyond truth. Exhale and let everything go. And just connect with the aliveness of this moment. Feel the aliveness of this moment. And just take a moment to be silent. Letting whatever comes up, just as observing it, then come back to your silence. Taking a deep breath in. And all of us as one, ready to receive. Thank you, everyone, and we know who is with us here in spirit. And the word. Good morning. Beautiful dogs. Beautiful birds. And just, life is so beautiful. And the word for today is optimism. Optimism. Meet each day with a positive, centered outlook and grateful heart. Meet each day from a centered space so you can see more of life. There's an axiom that it takes more facial muscles to frown than to smile. Whether or not that statement is true, it reminds me of the benefit of being positive rather than negative in any situation. I can do that by focusing on blessings rather than adversities and maintaining a grateful heart. I can choose to focus on what I have rather than what I do not have. I give thanks for my family and friends and how they have enhanced my life. I am grateful for the beauty of nature and the promise of a new day. I am blessed by my body and its amazing functions. With the focus on positives in my life, I am optimistic and confident. I meet each day with a positive outlook and a grateful heart. And before I continue, I would like to say that, again, here at Samadhi, we say positivity is great. But when you can look from a centered space, you can gain positivity from any circumstance. You can gain insight from any circumstance. So really what propels beyond positive and negative is really being centered, is really being aware, because aware is not positive. Aware is presence, being present in the present moment. And then your positivity enhances more, because you see it more than what you would have seen it. Because if you ever reflect in life, and if you ever remember a moment where you were all positive and all excited, you missed something. You missed something that was greatly important, and you said, wow, I needed to relax. I needed to calm down to see that. Because just like in any sport, even a coach will tell you, when an athlete gets too excited, they're prone to make mistakes. Think about that for a second, because I believe in optimism. Optimism has helped me transform my life. But after optimism, I realized there was something more. And that something more is centeredness. That something more is being present in awareness, being fully present, to be able to see the whole picture instead of just seeing one side of the picture. So, we do read the daily word, but Spirit, just from personal experience, it allows us to reveal something that most of the world is not talking about. So, just take the time to be more present, and you'll find more optimistic opportunities in life. So, just reflect on that. So, today's verse is Psalms 26:3. Good morning.
Good morning.
Beautiful day, isn't it?
Videoing?
Yeah. You guys are fine.
You're okay.
Okay, we're trying to get out of the video though.
You guys are not in the way. You guys just made it a greater video.
Yeah, don't you worry about it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Especially with that beautiful baby.
Thank you.
Hi.
Oh.
So this is in Psalm, isn't that beautiful?
Yes.
It says, for your steadfast, this is in Psalms 26:3. It says, for your steadfast love is before my eyes, and I walk in faithfulness to you. So Psalms 26:3. Let's go look at it in the message. My phone is a little slow. Psalms 26:3 says, so I never lose sight of your love, but keep in step with you, never missing a beat. Here we go. That just confirmed everything that we're talking about. Because see, love is not just positivity. Love is not just seeing the beauty in everything, seeing the greatness in everything. Love is being able to get into the dirt, dig deep into the dirt to find those nuggets of gold. If you're not willing to dig deep, if you're not willing to dig through all the stuff that you think that you can't see, that you don't want to see, that you don't want to accept, maybe guilt, maybe fears, maybe stress, maybe anxiety, maybe depression, if you're not willing to dig deep within yourself, then you're not going to see the real you that's behind that. All this dirt, all this dirt are just masks that are masking the true you that is in there. Again, I'm going to repeat that. All that dirt is layers of perspectives and concepts and ideas that are keeping you from finding the gold that is you. But you must be willing to dig deep within yourself to uncover the true you. And that's beyond positivity. That's beyond negativity. That supersedes all concepts that you've ever thought. Because you can't think it. You can only align with it and let it reveal itself from within you.
Not very easy to top that one.
Yes, it is.
And it's not about topping it.
No.
Really, it's about alignment.
Yes.
And Michael and I know very well that the deeper we dig, the more gold, the more treasures you'll find.
Exactly.
And we've promoted this before in other videos. We've said, take our classes. One, for your own individual self, of course, which is very important. But that optimism about, you know, like Michael says, if everything is just beautiful and pretty. But in that optimism, when you face things and you look at it with positivity and you're like, you know what, today's the day and it's going to be great and I am just going to do everything I set out to do. But sometimes we just say that because we desire it so much. But do we really go through those layers like Michael says? Do we dig deep to say, well, why do I keep saying that but then I don't do it? Why do I keep saying that but it doesn't happen? It's because there's something deeper within yourself that you haven't been able to face. Not that you're not willing, you just don't know that there is something down there. And one of my expertise things is like, I'm so stubborn, but I'm very dedicated, and I have an ability of feeling that vibration. I say, no, I desire to look within, and it doesn't happen in one day. Let me tell you guys, it doesn't happen in one day. It might take people 15 years. It might take someone 4 years. It might take someone 4 minutes. But when it hits, and it's beautiful.
Exactly.
So just enjoy the positive things in your life. Yes, enjoy nature, enjoy the ability to even have your heartbeat. That's a positive thing. Be
Yes.
optimistic and say, you know what, my heart's beating today. My hands can still move. I'm still able to speak.
That's appreciating life. That goes
Yes.
beyond positivity. Because
Yeah. So what can I do?
One
What
thing-
can I do with all of this that I am given?
Yes.
And be optimistic about it. Instead of saying, oh, I don't have money for this,
That's a good question.
I don't have. Don't focus on what you don't have. Focus on what you do have.
Exactly. And you know what? That's a great question. What can I do? You know what you can do? Because as I'm holding this sand up here, it's in my hand. What can I do? Is this. As long as I'm holding on to this sand, I won't see my hand. Right? And why won't I see my hand? Because the sand is covering my hand. So, because I'm not willing to let it go, it's blocking from me seeing the true me. It's preventing from me seeing my hand. But if I just let it go, I can see more of myself. It's the simple fact of letting go. And the one thing that I desire to share, thank you, you as well. And the one thing that I desire to share is our relationship. If we were just all looking for positivity, Ali and I would not be where we're at. Ali and I could not get to the levels that we have gotten to, because we know it's not just about positivity. And why do we know this? Because we've came from very dark places in the world. And because we came from dark places in the world, we've seen God, we've seen Spirit through the most darkest of circumstances, because we know Spirit is in everything and everyone. It's so easy to say, and I'm going to say it, and I apologize if I disrespect some people, but I'm not disrespecting you. I'm disrespecting the concepts, not even disrespecting. I'm taking the masks off, the concepts, the beliefs, the perspectives of this Namasté. When we say Namasté, that means that we appreciate the dark. See, when we say Namasté, it's saying the divine in me acknowledges the divine in you. And I'm not going to say the whole thing, but it's like the divine in me acknowledges the divine in you. And when we acknowledge that divinity, we are one. How about we acknowledge the divinity in the dirt? How about we acknowledge the divinity in the fertilizer that stinks, but it gives growth to the plants? Everything has their place in this world, no more, no less. So, for me, true optimism is to be able to have the strength, because true strength is not being positive and seeing everything as positive. That to me is not true strength. That to me is escaping the work that you must do. Optimism to me is to have the strength to be able to look in the most shadowy of circumstances and to see the divinity in it and to see the greatness in it. That way when you do fall, you're not blinded, you're not surprised, you're not paralyzed by that circumstance, by that situation. You know that's why we get stronger? The more things are thrown at us, the more people reject us, the more people, because they're just rejecting themselves, but the more people fight us or insult us or whatever, they're just doing it to themselves, because we just represent a transparent journey of alignment of consciousness. Saying we're all one with everything requires that I say I'm one with the most darkest of things. Saying I'm one with everything requires to say that the divine is in everything, not just in what I think is beautiful. So, you want to know more? Come to the classes, because that right there, and I'm going to say it again and again and again, sign up for our classes, sign up for our classes, sign up for our classes, because I'm going to say again and again and again, this is a level that most people are not facing. This is a level that is going to bless this world, because imagine if everyone can accept and be transparent with themselves. Imagine how much more transparent the world is going to be. People want more harmony. People want more transparency. People want more optimism in life, but yet they're not willing to give it to themselves, because they're not willing to dig deep within themselves so that they can reflect it in the world.
It does take work. It does. It takes, but it's a work that when you're aware of the need, when you get to that point of so much despair and frustration that the only way to look is up, and you say, okay, at least that's one step in the right direction, you know. Today I'm going to get up out of bed. I don't care how depressed I was last night. I don't care how bad the world seems. I'm going to get up, get dressed, and do what I need to do. But we touch all different angles, and one of my favorites, really, because of what I've been through in my life, is relationships, love, family, and all that stuff. And so to me, I have that tenacity, and I desire and bring that to the table, like with Michael. When you say you love someone and you do the Namaste, like Michael says, if we're really honoring that spirit in them, or we really, then we don't ignore that white elephant. We don't ignore that that person is hurting or is going through something. You love the person as a whole. And so then you're able to have the patience. You can't make someone change. You don't change anybody. You just love them through whatever they're going through. Not by just applauding their positivity and their greatness, but by saying, hey, you know, that display of anger, that display of weakness, where is it coming from? Let's get to it. Let's really get to it. And so our classes are not conventional. Our classes are way off the charts of something that you're used to. The brain that you have and the heart that you have, if they haven't connected, if you work only from the brain or you work only from the heart and you haven't aligned them, then it's like something is not there. It's not in alignment.
And we realize that from each other.
Of course.
See?
And so when Michael says subscribe or join our classes, we don't do it, and I'm speaking from the heart, I really am. We don't say it just because we desire it for us and say, oh wow, we have 10 students, we have 20 students, we have 100 students. We do it because we have lived through darkness. We've come out of a certain darkness, but that doesn't mean that it's not still in here sometimes. It doesn't mean we're perfect. It just means that we are learning to use the tools that we were already given from birth, that we already have from ever and ever. We just don't know how to use them when we're not told that it's okay. See, it's okay to get angry, but what do we do with the anger? It's okay to feel, to cry sometimes, but what are we going to do about what is making us, what takes us to that place?
Exactly.
So optimism is great. I am a happy, loving person, but that doesn't mean that I don't have things that I need to deal with.
Exactly, and you know what? I desire to share some because there's this weed right by me, right? And here's the thing.
And there's a bird above us.
Yeah. There's this weed right here. The thing that just revealed itself to me is nature. When we take a weed out, we're killing the weed. But the weed served its purpose in order for the plant to grow. Because it's a yin and yang under the ground. A lot of people don't realize that. That's why weeds grow where plants grow. Because the weed is that polarity of that plant in order for it to thrive. But when that weed comes out, it will choke the plant. So when the weeds come out, it's necessary, but when you're aware of it, don't hide from it, because if you hide from it, the weed will choke you. But when you're aware of it, you face it, you pull it out, and you let it go back into the earth, which is transmutation. It's going to serve you even more. So where am I getting with this? That when you can face the deepest, darkest parts of yourself, or the most shadowy parts of yourself, you'll learn more than 1,000 books. You'll learn more than what we can teach you. But a lot of people don't know how to do that process. And here's one thing. I'll say this with the greatest heart, intention, space that I can say it from. If you talk to any of our serious students, they will tell you that this was the most challenging journey, but the most rewarding journey. Because we even have students that have money. I mean, they're very well taken care of. And they'll tell you that this journey, no money could ever compensate for the gratitude that they share of what they're experiencing. Where their mind, they were so imprisoned by religion, they were so imprisoned by education,
Fears.
They were so imprisoned by fears, they were so imprisoned by their own perspectives, which is really everything. So, just meditate on what we said and sign up for classes. If you desire to experience another you that is just waiting for you with patience, with unconditional love, because that's the word, unconditional love, because that's the thing that I wanted to conclude it with. It says, so I never lose sight of your love. So I never lose sight of Spirit's love, which is unconditional, meaning don't put conditions on it. Just because it doesn't look good, see the love of Source, of Spirit in it, because it's teaching you something. It's reminding you something. But when you just want to look at positivity, you're not going to find the lesson. With that said.
So, my conclusion to this that just came to me is, when you see that darkness, it's only because there's, like you see a shadow, and Michael has a really good class on this. You see that shadow couldn't be there if light wasn't shining through or behind it. So you do have a lot of greatness inside and a lot of light to share.
Yes.
Just get out of your way, you know?
And
just get out of your way. Just love yourself.
And I know I said I was done, but I need to share one more thing.
Go ahead, sweetie.
And that's it. It's not my classes, it's Spirit's classes. But without your assistance, I would not be able to realize the things that I've realized, because I was all in the head and you're all in the heart. And that's what we're talking about. If you want to get the classes, she's all in her heart, I'm all in my head before. Now we've met in the middle, we communicate with each other, that way we can experience both. So
you're getting the best of both worlds.
Yes.
And you're going to learn from two different dynamic people.
And now we're shifting polarities. She's becoming more in the mind, I'm becoming more in the heart, but with the balanced presence, we bring it together like this.
Life is beautiful.
See, it's not like this. This is what reality tells you. It's like this.
Give and take, give and take.
But it's just amazing. Thank you. So, thank you everyone. Please subscribe. Please sign up for our classes and experience another you, a greater you, a more authentic you that is just waiting with open arms, like the prodigal son, waiting to throw a party, not judging you, not condemning you, not upset at you, not fighting you, but waiting for you with the banquet all served with all kinds of meals that you want, with all the things that you desire, just waiting for you inside. Thank you everyone. Enjoy. And yes, be optimistic, but be fully present and aware of you in every moment. That is you speaking to you in everyone and everything. That's the Namaste. So when we say Namaste, we mean it. Namaste.